These are the notes of Barry Preson's book, Uniquely Human, A Different Way of Seeing Autism. In Chapter 1, we ask the fundamental question why. Understanding the reasons behind behaviors is crucial in seeing autism through a compassionate lens. How do you diagnose a kid with autism? Based on their autistic behaviors, like difficulty to communicate, sensory sensitivities, repetitive actions like rocking, hand flapping, or spinning. How do you help them? The treatments will be managing those behaviors or attempting to get rid of them so the autistic person is indistinguishable. What happens when we only focus on fixing the autistic behaviors? It ignores the individual. It treats a person as a set of problems, not an individual to be understood. It dismisses the fact that their neurological differences mean they learn, communicate, and experience the world differently. It silences their communication, ignores what the person is trying to tell us, whether through speech or patterns of behavior. It increases anxiety. This approach often fails and can make things worse, leading to higher rates of anxiety and stress. There is a more effective and compassionate question to ask: why? Why would she clap her hands? Why would he refuse to enter the gym? The answer was because they're autistic. But it's circular reasoning. We cannot use the behaviors to diagnose autism while using autism to explain the behaviors. Instead, we need to understand what's the real problem. Let's talk about what's really going on beneath the surface. Emotional dysregulation. Difficulty staying well regulated emotionally and physiologically should be a core defining feature of autism. People on the autism spectrum are more vulnerable to everyday emotional and physiological challenges because of their brain's wiring. Lower threshold. We all feel dysregulated sometimes, stressed, overwhelmed, or just off. Autistic people often have a much lower threshold for this and fear built-in coping strategies. Sensory overload. They may be highly sensitive or undersensitive to sound, light, touch, and other sensations. A child refusing to enter a loud gym isn't being disobedient. The noise and chaos in the gym might be unbearable to his oversensitive hearing. His refusal isn't stubborn, it's a desperate act of self-preservation to avoid overwhelming dysregulation. Before, professionals focus on the behaviors instead of the underlying causes. Most of the behaviors commonly labeled autistic behaviors aren't actually deficits at all. They're strategies the person uses to feel better regulated emotionally and physiologically. They're actually coping strategies. Do you ever pace back and forth when you're nervous? Tap your pen during the test? Take deep breath before public speaking? These are your ways of coping with stress. For autistic people, spinning, bouncing, or flapping their hands serves the exact same purpose. We call these actions stimming, and they are a vital form of self-regulation. Many of them are unaware of how others might interpret their actions when they are dysregulated. Understanding that these behaviors serve a purpose allows us to offer better support. Instead of just stopping the behavior, we can help find a healthier or safer way for the person to meet their regulatory needs. For example, a kid was constantly chewing on his pencils in class. He's using chewing to self-regulate himself. Instead of completely stopping the chewing behavior, his support team offered better alternatives, crunchy snacks like carrots and pretzel nuggets, and a safe, durable rubber toy to chew on. They met his need, but in a healthier way. It's always a myth that autistic people are isolated loners who don't want relationships. The presence of a trusted person, a brother, a picture of a mom, even an imaginary friend, can be a powerful emotional regulation strategy. However, adults sometimes cause dysregulation no matter how good the intent is. For example, when a routine is changed, a meltdown might occur because the student's regulating strategy has been taken away without warning. Sometimes offering the best support means suppressing your instinctive emotional reaction. Instead of trying to change how an autistic person reacts to us, we need to pay close attention to how we react to the person. The author finished this chapter with Jesse's story. Jesse was nonverbal. His therapist focused on getting him to behave, but he didn't understand what to expect and had no control. A new school focused on giving him tools to communicate. They gave him a visual schedule so he knew what to expect. They gave him a way to express his needs. They gave him a sense of control over his own life. Jesse started to feel more comfortable in class and made progress continuously. Here's a summary of this chapter. Stop trying to fix people. See the individual, not a problem to be solved. Ask why. Look for the underlying reason for a behavior. Is it sensory, emotional, a need for predictability? Recognize behaviors as communication. Understand that rocking, flapping, and spinning are often coping strategies, not misbehaviors. Give tools, not commands. Focus on providing tools for communication, regulation, and control. Listen and build trust. The most powerful thing we can do is change our own approach to be more understanding, validating, and supportive. Thanks for watching.